And now reports that the Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, has apparently canceled a planned meeting with the Germans, particularly Angela Merkel, to tend to something else. We don't know what the something else is, but we do have with us a former National Security Advisor to Dick Cheney, John Hanna. John, what do you think's up? John, can you hear us? What do you think's going on?
Well, it's very hard to know, Neil. As you say, the secretary left Finland, but we don't know where he's headed to next. My best guess, and it's pure speculation, is that it has to do with these rising tensions with Iran, and specifically what look like confirmed threats now that we've had by Iranian-backed militias in Iraq against U.S. forces in Iraq. And therefore, the secretary may be making a trip to Baghdad to show the flag, show up at the embassy, and maybe with our troops to say that we're standing behind you. And if the Iranians dare do anything, we're ready to respond.
Now, would we likely stay there a while, waiting this out, or what?
No, my guess is that the secretary will make a quick in-and-out visit if, in fact, he's going to Iraq. Again, we don't know where he's headed. We've got a blackout right now. Reports are that he's headed on to England tomorrow to continue with the planned European schedule.
You know, when you read the English version of the Iranian press, which is state-owned press, we should stress, they said this is the U.S. being provocative, that the U.S. is trying to justify military action against Tehran, not the other way around. What do you think?
Well, my guess is that the U.S. argument is right here, that, in fact, the squeeze that we've put on the Iranians, particularly now this decision to withdraw all waivers for the sale of Iranian oil, we're going to try and drive their exports to zero, their main revenue stream going to zero on an economy that is already on its knees. This is a death match right now, and to imagine that at some point in time, the hard men of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps and the theocrats in Tehran are not going to try and lash out and hurt the United States, I think, is kind of whistling past the graveyard.
Do you think the added angst we have with Venezuela, and now Juan Guaido talking about, look, I need U.S. troops here, I need some help here, that's right in our hemisphere. What do we do?
Yeah, on the Venezuela thing, I'm very, very leery about the U.S. sort of substituting itself now for the will of the Venezuelan people and for the Venezuelan opposition to keep working this problem. It's been 3 months. It seems like forever, but it's not a very long time in the life and death of a hardcore socialist regime like Maduro's. I think that regime really is in trouble. I think the United States can still do a lot more diplomatically, economically to support the opposition, to hurt Maduro, and to rally the international community behind Juan Guaido. I think that's where we've got to be, rather than giving Maduro the excuse of a Yankee invasion.
All right. Thank you very, very much. John Hanna, the former National Security Advisor to Vice President Dick Cheney.